Once upon a time, in the heart of the vibrant African continent, there existed a kingdom known as Mbano. Within its borders, among the rolling hills and fertile plains, lived a man renowned for his unwavering honesty and sage wisdom, Mamid. Mamid's reputation as a paragon of truth had spread far and wide, transcending the boundaries of Mbano and reaching the farthest corners of the continent. From the bustling markets of Marrakesh to the tranquil shores of Lake Victoria, tales of Mamid's integrity echoed through the land, capturing the hearts and minds of all who heard them. One day, the news of Mamid's legendary honesty reached the ears of the great ruler of Mbano, King Okonkwo. Intrigued by the tales of this remarkable man, King Okonkwo summoned Mamid to his royal court, eager to test the veracity of his reputation. As Mamid stood before the king, his gaze steady and his demeanor resolute, King Okonkwo addressed him with a voice that carried the weight of authority. "Mamid," he began, "is it true that you have never spoken a falsehood?" Mamid met the king's piercing gaze with unwavering conviction. "It is true, your majesty," he replied with solemnity. "I have always walked the path of truth." "And do you pledge to uphold this commitment for all the days of your life?" the king inquired further. "With every fibre of my being, your majesty," Mamid affirmed, his words resonating with sincerity. Satisfied with Mamid's responses, King Okonkwo issued him a challenge, warning him of the cunning nature of falsehood. "Speak the truth, Mamid, but be wary, for lies can easily entangle even the most steadfast of souls," the king cautioned. Days passed, and King Okonkwo summoned Mamid once again, this time with a scheme brewing in his mind. "Tomorrow, I shall feign a hunt," the king revealed, a glimmer of mischief dancing in his eyes. "Tell the queen I shall join her for lunch, and instruct her to prepare a grand feast fit for a monarch. Let us see if Mamid's resolve remains unshaken." Unbeknownst to the king, Mamid overheard his plan and understood the true test that lay ahead. The following day, as the golden sun cast its warm embrace upon the kingdom of Mbano, Mamid made his way to the queen's palace. With measured words and a knowing smile, he relayed the king's message, but with a subtle twist that left room for uncertainty. "Perhaps the king will grace us with his presence for lunch tomorrow," Mamid suggested to the queen, his tone enigmatic yet respectful. "But then again, perhaps he will not. The whims of kings are as unpredictable as the shifting sands of the desert." Perplexed by Mamid's cryptic words, the queen sought clarification. "Will the king join us for lunch, or will he not?" she inquired anxiously. Mamid's response was astute and deliberate. "I cannot say for certain, my queen," he replied. "For when I departed, I could not discern whether the king had lifted his right foot to mount his steed, or if he remained rooted to the ground." As the hours ticked by, anticipation hung thick in the air as the kingdom awaited the king's return. And when King Okonkwo finally arrived, his countenance betrayed a mixture of astonishment and admiration. "The wise Mamid, who never lies, has deceived you, my dear queen," the king declared, his voice tinged with disbelief. But the queen, with a knowing smile, recounted Mamid's words in detail, revealing the wisdom behind his enigmatic message. And in that moment, King Okonkwo realized the depth of Mamid's honesty and insight. From that day forth, Mamid's reputation as a beacon of truth and wisdom only grew, his name revered throughout the kingdom of Mbano and beyond. And though many tales were told of his exploits, none captured the essence of his character quite like the legend of the cunning king and the wise Mamid, whose unwavering commitment to truth prevailed against all odds.